All right, y'all. Bearded Bros Golf Show. For introductions, I'm Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
So yeah, this week we had the ZOZO Championship going on over in Japan. Our guy Collin Morikawa off the snide. It's been a 2 year drought for him as he went on to win by 6 strokes. I think I tried to stay up and watch it, and by the time I kind of got a track on where he was at, he was up by 4 strokes at that point. So he'd gone into the final round down by two. Justin came out the gate struggling. Was three over after turn. So
hmm
Morikawa with the dominating win, able to get back on the board. What do you think about his game trending, man? Every time I see him, just as a note, and see him playing well, it just reminds you of like he's got to be one of the best ball strikers with his irons in the world,
Absolutely.
and he was on it this week. What do you think about my man trending after kind of on the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another one of those players that if he doesn't have a hot putter, what can you really say about Colin? So, luckily, his putter, his flat stick was working out for him. I think when I finally, just like what you said, I tried to stay up for the coverage and, just got really distracted. And then by the time I got to it, I mean, one of the few strokes I saw, it was a par saver just to kind of, keep the round without bogey and without a mess. And I mean, he literally rode it in center cup. The alignment line literally didn't change any variation. So when you got it rolling like that on greens that are just this pure and that kind of setup, you're gonna always take care of business. And I think as a ball striker that he is, when you're making it into the fairway and you're having, pushed up lies so you can just make clean contact every time, it's gonna make it a lot easier because you saw how hard it was to recover on a par 70 at that from the rough that they had designed, probably an
Yeah.
inch and a quarter, an inch and a half, just stuff that you're not used to playing with. And Adam Scott, who had a very great perspective when they had him on TV Thursday night, so their second round, they had him on coverage with Graham Dillette and the Jeff Savarinkis. They had my
Hmm.
guy in the middle, and he really gave us just a great player standpoint. And they asked us what the conditions were and what was going on. And he said they had a funny kind of rough. It wasn't a rough that was, like in America, where it either goes all the way to the bottom, you can't find it, or if you're like in the Carolinas and it's that piney stuff where it just sits on top, you can get underneath it. It was kind of in the middle. It didn't always sink to the bottom, but you had to get down there and make sure you popped it out. So you could easily either get a flyer lie or you could get underneath it and just hit like a pop fly off the toe or the high spin, the high part of the face.
Yeah.
So just, getting, an introspective view like that from Adam Scott really put it into perspective what Colin Morikawa was doing on the fourth round, hitting all the fairways, not messing with that funky rough and everything like that. So
Even one of the best shots that I saw him hit, and that was featured in kind of the wrap up, was him actually coming out of that rough. And you could tell, I
yeah,
mean, when he struck the ball, the club was buried. I mean, it just kind of disappeared for a quick second until he exited the lie. But yeah, 100% what you said. And he was just completely in control of his game. And to be able to, when put in a position to have to come out of that rough, to still execute, hit the green, and I think, within a really tight proximity to the hole. So yeah,
yeah,
that is a good inside, look at what they were dealing with, and that's true. When you go and play in regions outside of your normal, region, like when we've gone to, let's say, Arizona in the fall or the winter, like the overseeded rye is different from what you typically play with the Bermuda at
absolutely.
home in Texas, or when you go out to California, there's some more dense grasses, some kikuyu. It's just, it's you get different conditions depending on where you're coming from. When I see some of that rough in the Northeast when they're playing, I'm just like, wow, that's some,
Mm-mm.
thick stuff. And you're just kind of like, how would I play that,
Right.
especially
How do I
around
deal with that?
greens? Yeah. So shout out to Colin Morikawa getting back in the winner's circle. Kudos to him. It's been a rough couple of years after really coming out hot in his career and seemed like he was going to be pretty dang untouchable. This is his sixth career win. Had five, wins and two majors in quick succession within a 2 year span,
Yeah, in two
and
years.
then
Yeah.
went on that drought. Yeah. So, and I think we talk about this, largely this year. There were a lot of first time winners, guys and gals on either side that we were seeing how they were going to, deal with their success. And I think Collin Morikawa is a good example of someone who gets hot, comes out, you look at them like they're going to be the next, and you see very little weaknesses in their game. And then I don't know if it's just that people get comfortable with that success and that money, or what the heck happens where they can't really find it again for a couple of years. Even though he's played solid golf, he's not been playing winning golf.